Shalom, and welcome to another installment of Apostles of GMS, giving all praise to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Today's topic is going to be entitled The Illuminati. So I'm pretty sure the other individuals in the studio, well rounded in this topic. Like me myself, I didn't do any prep for this topic. I'm just going to go with the spirit, whatever I find. And whatever happens. So y'all got it.
Yeah, so basically, the Illuminati, as some of you brothers out there that have been studying, they pretty much were a group of international bankers that basically set up this secret organization. Now, the term Illuminati means enlightened ones, because they know the secrets of what's really going on behind the scenes. And this was started back in 1776. It was set up, under the orders, of course, the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers, but it was set up by the goal, or the blueprint, so to speak, was given to this guy Adam Weishaupt, Adam Weishaupt, to us put this plan in motion and get it started. So ever since then they've been working behind the scenes, manipulating whether it be wars, whether it be chaos or revolutions or rebellions. They're behind everything, behind the scenes. Now the term Illuminati, which means enlightened ones, that goes back in reference to Lucifer in the scriptures. Because a lot of people have this misconception that when you read the Bible, how art thou fallen from heaven, or Lucifer, that's talking about the actual spiritual demon Satan, which is not. And in the same in that same chapter, it tells you who it's speaking of. Speaking about these international bankers, that are rule and control the whole entire world. And they're doing it through their witchcraft. And basically, they're doing it on the left-hand side of the Most High, because the Most High works with both. He works with the right hand and the left hand. You had the scripture, brother? You need the mic.
This is Job 5:12. He disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise.
Right, so it's the Most High that disappoints the devices of the crafty. Because what they're basically doing is they're doing it behind the scenes. They sit in dark. As a matter of fact, I believe it's going to say that in the next couple of verses. They're basically behind the scenes manipulating things, making things happen. But what happened is nobody actually sees them, but they don't understand that the Most High, like the scriptures say, the Most High's eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. So he knows your innermost thoughts in your mind, and the things that are going on behind the scenes. So the Most High, with the angels are there watching their every move, and they're going back and reporting it to the Most High. So go ahead, brother.
He taketh the wise in their own craftiness.
Right, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness. Why? Because this same new world order that they're trying to establish is going to be their downfall. Because they're trying to set up a world to where you just basically have mindless slaves. That's why they have something called the green list, and they have something called the yellow list, the red list, and the blue list. These are all the red list is people that cannot be taught, that cannot be fooled, by the international bankers, which we would be part of the red list, and whoever's on that red list is just basically destined for destruction, of death.
You made the statement they just want to set up a world of mindless slaves.
Yep.
The Hollywood movie industry is all set up by the Illuminati and the elites. Matter of fact, the actors, these Hollywood actors, they're known as lesser illuminaries, man, because they are set up to make these movies to keep you blinded or keep you simple-minded and docile, man. Because all these movies, even these so-called comedy movies, like certain movies that you would think, oh, that movie ain't got no hidden points in it. That's a Jim Carrey comedy movie. Jim Carrey, he straight up came out and did a skit where he said, I'm from the Illuminati. But now it's to the point, well, years ago they would have never said that, but now it's to the point where they coming out and telling you, yeah, like, I'm from the secret or whatever, the Illuminati, and making it like a joke. But they're really prepping you. That's really prep. prep work, man. And these movies, they straight up show you, man. They straight up showing you in these so-called movies. Like they had a movie that came out years ago. Came out maybe, I want to say almost 30 years ago with this guy that used to wrestle, Roddy Piper. They Live. That was a bad movie, man. And this Jake was in the movie. The Jake that was in Platoon, the big rough-looking Keith David. He was in the movie now because the apostle made the statement they want mindless slaves. In that movie, pretty much according to the movie, pretty much aliens, so-called aliens that came down and took over the earth. But nobody on the earth, all the humans didn't know. And you had to put on these special glasses to see really the aliens as they were, but the aliens were all mingled right amongst the humans. Certain humans were married to aliens and didn't know. Well, they looked just like humans, but some of the cops were aliens and shit. And basically, when you would look at the signs, like it might be a sign for Marlboro cigarettes, but when you had the glasses on, it was obey, do, consume. And you Israelites, you tribes, you're consumers, man. You're the biggest. You're already there. The Illuminati, these people we're talking about, they already got you right where they want you. They got these other Edomites and the other nations. They control all you people, man. Because you just do whatever, man. You just do whatever that you go along. Like, we're going to go down to the camp. People just walk, they shop. You get your little paycheck or whatever you get, and you go down and you shop. And you shop. You got all hell breaking loose around you. All these issues going on. And you just shop. Yep. You consume. You go to McDonald's. Here it is. That shit is poison, man. Yep. And you got other people around you telling you, look, you shouldn't be eating McDonald's. Don't feed that to your kids and these fast food joints. People still eat that, man. Yep. And you got certain other people outside of us, the brothers in the truth. You got other Edomites and other so-called people that are conspiracy theorists that bring out certain things, certain points on Facebook, on the internet and all that stuff. And they'll tell you, look, this is what it is, but you still do it. Because like the Illuminati got you, man. That's right.
I got a quick piece of the back. Yeah. This is Isaiah chapter 60, verse 2. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people.
That's it. That's the time we're living in right now, since, like the apostle said, 1776. And basically, he mentioned the Rothschilds. We're going to go deeper into that. The Rothschilds really go back to a family named the Bauer family. That's their real name. How you doing, sir? Which means peasants, because they were the peasants that came into power in Europe. Because in Europe, it was really Israelites, so-called black people that were ruling. But these peasant families, which really that was the Most High's will, because that was the thing about the dragon shall be loosed in Revelations, the 12th chapter, when it's talking about that. Because the dragon is Esau. And for 1,000 years from the time of Septimius Severus on to Charlemagne, when the Roman Empire was going down under Esau, Jake came into power. For like 1,000 years, we interrupted their rule, and the Most High allowed Israel to come back into power for like 1,000 years. But that 1,000 years came to an end around the point of the Renaissance, which was about the mid 1400s, man. Okay, so around that time, that's when you had the Borgia family, which, I mean, we can't prove it, confirm it, but we were speculating that the Borgia family might just be the Bauer or the Rothschild family that came back into power. You know, somehow they're connected. You know, we were speculating on it, that somehow the Borgia family.
Speculation, that's them. That's them. That's definitely them. They came back in their positions. Just like we come back, the spirit of the prophets are subject unto the prophets. Prophets come back. They come back in that order. Whatever order. Peter came back in his order. John came back in his order. You know, Paul came back in his order. Daniel, Job. They all come back in their order. So the elite, they come back in their order. That's why the Rothschilds, Meyer Amschel Bauer, he was the principal that had the 5 sons. Meyer Amschel, and he knew that the agenda to come to its head was going to come about after he and his sons died. So he knew teach his sons to pass it on, and he didn't teach his daughters.
That's right.
He didn't deal with his daughters, man. He dealt with his sons. And he knew that because his father was a rabbi.
That's right.
Okay? So they knew that this agenda was going to take 100+ years. So they knew they were going to die off. So what you do is they kept it in their family line. You know?
Yeah.
And the current Rothschilds know that they're the reincarnated ones that ruled back in the 1800s and so forth.
That's right.
All right?
That's right.
So that's them. The Bogiers came back as now don't ask us to bring a document and DNA and all that mitochondrial DNA and all that bullshit like polite. All right? Yeah. His simple ass. Yeah, I was watching the video where he said that he was going up against what's the brother's name?
Gorilla Hebrew.
Yeah, but what was his name? His real name, Gorilla Hebrew. His Hebrew name. I forget his Hebrew name. Al-Azhar. Anyway, you know, you found out how the guy operates, man. Polite operates that way, man. He basically said, "You guys are not Africans." He said, "Right?" He said, "Well, did you go into slavery under the Egyptians?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, you know, in slavery, the women get raped." So his conclusion was the Egyptians raped all the women of Israel and I guess killed off all the men. So technically, all the descendants of the Israelites are really Egyptians. You know? And I mean, that's so easy to, you know, you can take it to the next level, man. You know? I'm not even going to get into it, but see, that's why we don't take them guys seriously, man. That's why this guy hasn't been around. Sardinetta hasn't been to the camp in a while, man, because he knows he knows that our eyes are open to their bullshit, and it's all bullshit, man. It's all bullshit, and basically the two biggest bullshit artists, number one is Sardinetta, number two is Polite, and number three is damn Shaka, man. You know. Ain't nobody following that nonsense. The only ones that follow you people are the ones whose eyes are not open, and they can follow you. They can follow you, man. You got Israelites and GMS that kind of think about going with them. Go right ahead, man. Don't even tell me nothing. Just go right ahead and get with it, man. Okay.
That's right, man.
Yeah, man. Because basically that's another stumbling block that the Lord set up there to pull you away from the truth. That we were reading about the darkness that covers the earth. It covers the people. So here it is. The main thing that they're blind to is the truth of the scriptures. You know, who the Most High really is, who His Son Yahweh Shai really is. You know, the angels, the Israelites. You know, the real Israelites. You know, and it was all set up by these so-called Jews, these Khazars. Now I got this site here. I just wanted to read this real quick because, you know, as these you know, we go back to the other scripture the brother had earlier, but these Rothschilds and these international bankers, they're witches. You know, they have a priesthood, you know, and that priesthood is on the left-hand side. You know, it's Satan's priesthood, basically. And their God is Satan, but their God is also money. Mm-hmm. You know, because I'm going to read this excerpt real quick. It says, the Rothschilds as prophets. It says, one item stands out as a person listens to the international bankers and reads their books. They believe money is what makes the world go round. If you have money, you can do anything. Money is God. See? So they're saying that money is God. Now, the scriptures do say that money answereth all things. You do need money for your finances. No, but money is not God. The scriptures say the love of money is the root of all evil. You know, it says, and it is worshipped and served. Even after these families accumulate more than can be spent, these devotees continue selling their souls for this false but powerful God. The great poet-philosopher Heinrich Heine, a banker's son, said money is the God of our time, and Rothschild is his prophet. Following the cue of the Rothschilds, Heinrich Heine, a Jew, signed his name by drawing a seal of Solomon. Amschel Rothschild is reported to have said, give me control of the economics of a country, and I care not who makes her laws. Today, his descendants meet twice daily in London to dictate to the world what the world price of gold will be. they also dictate what the Federal Reserve System will do with America's finances. You know, so basically they're manipulating everything behind the scenes. But that same manipulation that they're using, the Most High is going to use that to destroy them, because they're basically ripping people off, you know, taking their goods from them, taking their land, their inheritance, you know, taking everything away from these people with that fake balance, that fake money. You know, so and that's just the beginning. These diseases, you know, this food that people are eating today, this garbage that we eating today, you know, that's all part of their doing, because they can't, they're greedy, they can't have it, they can't get enough, so they want to keep taking. You know, that's why they make chemicals into food, make it taste like food. Then you eat it, and what happens? You get sick. You got to go to the hospital and get the medicine. Where did the medicine come from? From these same international bankers and the same drug companies that are making the food that you're eating.
That's right. Hey, well, can I say this? Because well, let's go back to the pharmaceutical companies. When you look at that, now correct me if I'm wrong. The symbol of which that's the medical. Yeah, no, the ball with the Caduceus, and I'm pretty sure in the production we'll have that pulled up. That goes back to witchcraft. That's an ancient witchcraft, which that really goes back to Babylon. So the whole pharmaceutical symbol is really satanic. Those medications that y'all taking out there is nothing but poisons, chemicals. They're toxic.
Yeah, the word pharmakia means witchcraft, and the drugs that you take, that's a cocktail, that's a brew. It's like a witch's brew, because they get in the lab, they put the chemicals together, and they create those drugs, which bring you into a mind altered state. Yep. All right, just like drugs do. So they're really witches. The doctors, the so-called doctors that sell those drugs, the so-called doctors that peddle those drugs are nothing but witches. In reality, okay, and that's why they have that symbol of the Caduceus, which is a symbol of witchcraft. Okay, the nurses that push those drugs, they're witches. As a matter of fact, you had this guy, he did a video, the Hootie, I think he calls himself. He's on YouTube, and he called the hospital Dracula's lair, Dracula's castle, you know. Because that's really what it is. You go into hospitals, they're always drawing blood. Yep, every day. All right, right. If you're admitted into the hospital for whatever disease, it seems like every 15 minutes, 20 minutes, they're drawing blood from you. Yeah. So like Hootie said, what are they doing with all that blood? Right. All right, what are they doing with it? You know, and we know about the elites. Part of their religion is to drink blood. All right, you had this guy Albert Gore. He used to travel with a little tube of blood that he would drink. All right, and it was the blood of somebody who was about to perish, somebody who was about to die. That was on the internet. All right, so that's not beyond the realm of unbelief.
Yeah, we didn't catch him. We didn't sneak a camera in this and see them actually do that. But
right.
That's what they're saying. So
yeah.
You know, what they have is they can hide under the cloak of what is it, plausible deniability. You know, they can just deny it. You know.
Yeah.
But anyway, you finished?
No, I was going to say they're blood drinkers. The elites that run the society, they're straight up blood drinkers. They believe in drinking blood. That's part of their religion. You know.
They believe in Satan too. The spiritual demon Satan.
Right. They believe in that's part. See, you Israelites out there, you want to get you want to become the next top rapper. You want to become the next top actor. There's something called selling your soul. Now, I don't mean you meet the devil in the back alley and here's my soul. You know, or at the crossroads, that Robert Johnson crap. Yeah. Selling your soul means you do things that you would normally not do. You do things that's against your morals, your scruples.
And then you actually partake in certain rituals where you worship Satan. You know?
Exactly.
You denounce the so-called Christian God, which is that God that you believe in is false any damn way.
Yep.
It was set up by the Rothschilds. I mean the Bourgeois, which are the Rothschilds. Which are the Rothschilds. Yep.
Before they became Rothschilds.
Yeah, because the so-called Christ that you go to church and bow down to and pray to, and ask to forgive you is nothing but one of the Bogiers. You know, Cesare Borgia. So you people are all screwed up and effed up in the head, man. But anyway, I'm going to just read, I got a scripture here, because you had mentioned about taking the landmarks. And that's the main thing that you did. Your goal was to go among Gad and to take the land, because there's a great abundance of mineral resources, and there's resources in general. You know, the land is a good land, or was a good land. And I believe it was you, Gabar, that had made the statement a couple of times that it was this guy, Custer, that it was found out that he was financed by the Rothschilds, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if you have a site on that, and I believe if you look at his tombstone, as a matter of fact, see if you can go to the tombstone and see what it says. The same thing with Charles Tez Russell. He was supposed to be this the founder of the Jehovah's Witness, and if you go to his tombstone, it's a Masonic style tombstone. So he was set up. All these people were set up to be a stumbling block to the children of Israel. Like this black conscience community. I believe that these guys are being set up, whether directly or indirectly. Right there it goes. He got it. That's a Rothschild shield on his tombstone. Go ahead and read off of that, brother. It
says G.A. Custer, BVT Major General, Lieutenant Colonel, 7th U.S. Cavalry, fell here, June 25th, 1876.
Yep, the Gadites slaughtered his ass, man. You know, the Gadites slaughtered him. Because they saw that, see, Gad, when Esau came in, most of them tribes allowed Esau in with open arms, man. But he found out that this man ain't nothing but a damn devil. So this particular tribe, which tribe was this, Sock?
That was a few tribes. It was the
Lakota,
Cheyenne, and Arapaho.
And Arapaho.
Yeah.
And basically they knew that was a devil, and they surrounded him, killed him and his men. And I mean, they scalped them, before they killed them.
Mutilated their bodies, man.
Right, tore their bodies up so they wouldn't go into the spirit world whole.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
So I mean, now the whole world is pretty much waking up to the fact that this man is a damn devil. You know, the situation over there with Michael Brown being gummed down, and you had all these witnesses see him put his hand up like he surrendered, but there was these secret witnesses that they said they were all black that saw something different that he charged, but they never named themselves. You never saw him on the news. The grand jury is always a secretive grand jury. You don't know who the people that are sitting on the grand jury. So that's why you have people all over not all over the world, but pretty much all over the world protesting this thing, man. Because it's plain, it's transparent, man. They had this guy, Eric Gardner, get choked out by Pantalona, whatever his name is, and some Italian guy, some cowboy that jumped on his back and did a chokehold on him. And I teach jiu-jitsu and all that, and that was a choke. It wasn't a full red naked choke, but it was a choke. If you're not trained in jiu-jitsu and I put you in that position that he put you in, I can choke you out. I couldn't do it to a jiu-jitsu black belt. I would have to do a full red naked choke on the guy. So that was a choke, man. And these cops watch the UFC fights and all that, and a lot of them train. They train under UFC instructors, man. Yeah. So he did put the choke on the guy, and it was plain as day. And when the guy said I can't breathe, he said it 11 times, and they really didn't help him, man. They let him pretty much die out there. They had him laying out there for 7 minutes. So you can't get around. You cannot get around a video. You got something, Mark? Yeah. Go ahead, Mark.
This is Zechariah 11:5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Because basically that's what's been happening. And it's nothing new. That's been happening to the Native American Indians that were here. That's been happening to the other tribes that were here, and that's been happening to the so-called black man, which is the real Jews, since they were brought into this country in slavery. It's nothing new. The white man's been getting away with that shit for hundreds of years. But all of that is what that's going to do is that's going to be a witness against you. All of this killing that you're doing of the Israelites, people of the Most High, is going to come back and haunt you. Yep. And that's part of your demise too.
What's that scripture? The blood of the saints cried. Yep.
Revelation 6.
Yeah.
That's one of them.
Yep. Where it talks about the blood of the saints. The people that y'all killing are the saints of the Most High. Even the 2/3. I mean, now the Most High Himself. See, this whole thing is a pendulum, man. It's a pendulum because pretty much it's the Most High is judging the 2/3, but then at the same note, He gonna judge you, Esau, for putting your hands on the Israelites, man.
Yeah, I got that scripture if you want me to go.
Oh yeah, the water, yeah.
Revelation 6:9. It said, "And when He had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of the Most High, and for the testimony which they held." And now that's talking about the elect.
The elect.
Not just any old Israelite, but all Israelites cry out unto the Lord when they go in the spirit world because their eyes are open to everything.
Yeah, they're even the 2/3. Yeah, because the 2/3 they didn't die for but you gotta remember a lot of the elect was slain back then. Okay, a lot of us in our past lives were put to death by Esau. The men of the elect, they were put to death in different lifetimes by the white man. The disciples, they were put to death by 2,000 years ago. Yahweh Shai himself was put to death by the Romans, even though it was Israel that put him up to be, but it was the Romans that actually carried it out, man. And then after Yahweh Shai, the other 12 disciples, man, the Romans got him and killed him. Then the other
all
disciples,
of them were killed. All of them were killed, slain.
Yeah, Paul.
Right. Paul even spoke about his departure. He made a speech before he died. He knew he was going to die, and he said there was a crown laying up, up in heaven for me.
Yeah.
Or a crown in store for me in the future. The only one that was left alive among the top apostles was
John.
John, which was he was imprisoned on the Isle of Patmos, and that's where he received all them revelations.
Yep.
And the Lord set it up that way that he didn't get put to death because the Most High wanted to give him these revelations to give to the 7 churches of Asia Minor, which have been disbanded, but through the Spirit, where those people coming back.
That's right.
That's why there's reincarnation is mentioned in the scriptures. There is a thing called reincarnation. Now, GOCC teaches otherwise, but they're not the elect of the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay?
That's right.
Anyway, I got another scripture right here. This is Ezekiel 35. I'm going to jump around. It says, first verse, it says, "Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir." Mount Seir is another way of saying Esau, and prophesy against it. It says, I'm going to jump down to the 5th verse. It says, "Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred." The reason why I read the first verse, so you can know that it's talking about Mount Seir, which is another name for Esau. Because the Most High would name certain nations were named after their landmarks. Okay? Because there's certain scriptures where it speaks about Jerusalem, the great city, or the New Jerusalem. That ain't talking about an actual place. It's talking about the people of Jerusalem, which are the Israelites. And the first people to inhabit it were the Canaanites, which came out of the line of Ham. So you can't say, well, the Canaanites are to represent the people of Jerusalem. No. We are the people of Jerusalem. Exactly. It says, 5th verse, "Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred." Let me look up the word perpetual. Well, perpetual just means everlasting, ongoing. Because thou, the Mount Seir, Esau, the Edomites, have had a perpetual hatred and have shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. 6th verse. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee, saith thou, see if thou have not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. It says, thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, meaning done away with. Now, Mount Seir represents really, first and foremost, America, and any place where the Edomites dwell, and cut off from it him that passes out and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains with his slain men, because the majority of you Edomites in America, well, all of you Edomites in America, you're going to stay here and you're going to be burnt up by these missiles. In thy hills, and in thy valleys, and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. And I will make thee perpetual desolation, and thy city shall not return, and ye shall know that I am the Lord. That's all I'm going to read on that. But you can read the whole chapter. It's a good chapter dealing with Esau. And these are prophecies. Something that these other clowns in the black conscious community, that's why they got to run to the white man's DNA and his archaeological finds. And they trust in this white man's bullshit, man. None of your books, the Quran, the Ma'at, the coffin text, the pyramid text, the Enuma Elish, none of these books speak of a people being oppressed by the white man.
Yep.
All right?
This is Deuteronomy 32 and verse 42. I will make my arrows drunk with blood, and my sword shall devour flesh, and that with the blood of the slain and of the captives from the beginning of revenges upon the enemy. Yeah. Rejoice, O ye nations, with his people, for he will avenge the blood of his servants, and will render vengeance to his adversaries, and will be merciful unto his land and unto his people.
That's right. That's right. I got another one here. It's Isaiah 26 and 21. For behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth also shall disclose her blood, and shall no more cover her slain. Because right now, you know, you have a history of slavery and the things that took place and the deaths that you the people that you killed. But first of all, nobody is paid for that, and second of all, there's deaths that have been committed that nobody even knows about, except for the Heavenly Father. That's what the Lord said when He comes back, the earth is going to disclose that blood. Because give me what is that? Is that Numbers 33:35? You know, because whenever you slay somebody's blood on a particular land, that land is polluted. Yeah. You know, until the person who slayed the blood of that person, his blood is shed. You know, because when you take somebody's life, you know, that life doesn't belong to you or that person. It belongs to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. You know, so when you put that person to death, that particular plot of land is basically is unclean.
It's cursed.
It's cursed. Yep. All of America, the whole of the Americas is cursed.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly why the Most High Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is going to destroy utterly America, and that's why after the missiles destroyed America, take everything down and set up over here, we ain't gonna dwell here no more, because the place is gonna be forever cursed, man. Because the saints of too much blood of the Israelites was shed here, man. And then also too, this is where also our Lord was crucified. The image of Cesare Borgia being set up primarily was here in America, where this image is springboarded all over the world, man. So that every time you got the image of Cesare Borgia put up here, that's crucifying Yahweh Shah all over again. Crucifying his image, man, because he didn't look like that. So this land, you crossing it out. So this land, America, is all done. Like the scripture says, it's going to be a everlasting memorial for us when we're going to look on from elsewhere on this place, man. Because, come on, between, like you mentioned the apostle earlier, the white man came over here and shed the blood of our people, the Native Americans, millions of Native Americans, man, from the time of so-called Columbus setting foot in the Caribbean and South America and all that. Then the other guys that came, Ponce de Leon, Hernando de Soto, Amerigo Vespucci. Then they came over here and they just started massacring Gad and Reuben, Ephraim, Manasseh, Issachar. Then when Judah and Benjamin, Levi was brought over, they was getting messed up and massacred. You understand? Indiscriminately, man. You know what I'm saying? And then you think about all this time, slavery, then even post-slavery. That's when a lot of the killings, a lot of the lynchings took place after slavery, man, at the hands of Esau, you know?
Yeah, it says right here in Genesis 4:9, and that's also another scripture you can read the whole chapter. A lot of information, but I'm jumping to the 9th verse. It says, "And the Lord said unto Cain, Where is Abel thy brother?" I'm sorry, let me go to the 8th verse. "And Cain talked with Abel his brother." Now, when I'm reading this, think about Michael Brown, Darren Wilson, Eric Gardner, and all the other Jakes that have been slain by Esau, by Cain. The spirit of they come in the spirit of Cain, man. Yeah. The Rothschilds come in the spirit of Cain. It says, and Cain talked, and by the way, the word Cain itself means destroying, killing instrument, like a dagger. The very word means an instrument of killing. And Abel means transitory, here for a minute, then he's gone. It said, and Cain talked with Abel his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and slew him. What comes to your mind? What recent events come to mind? And the Lord said unto Cain, Where is Abel thy brother? Cain knew where his brother was. He's the first murderer and the first goddamn liar. Yeah. Major liar. That's how the devil is. You know? But your day is coming, man. Yeah. You Rothschilds, you the Illuminati, the elite, and the rest of you damn Edomites. 9th verse again, and the Lord said unto Cain, Where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, you are. You're supposed to be your brother's keeper, man. You're supposed to be your brother's keeper. And then now, see, you did all this damn wickedness, man, and you pretending like, oh, it was a mistake. I was defending myself. You have a million and one excuses. Give me Obadiah 1 and start at 7.
Dog, and I'll throw this in real quick while you're saying that. And these Edomites, these cops, and these other Edomites, when they kill these Negroes and the other tribes, they don't have conscience.
There's a record.
Yep.
There's a record, man.
Yep.
There's a record of everything, man.
That's right. But you know what? They have this is for you Negroes and you Hispanic tribes out there. These crackers, when they kill you, they have no conscience about it. They feel no way about it, no remorse. Like Cain. They go home and they rejoice over that.
They'll get a good night's sleep. They'll eat a good meal, drink some wine or something like that, have a nice meal, and go to sleep like nothing happened, man.
And tell their wife.
And then you know what? It's, you Negroes, you're waking up. In other words, you're going to wake up the hard way. When we, the prophets of the Most High, came out here on the highways and the byways like you're supposed to do. If you're a prophet, you'd be out on the highways and the byways, pushing this truth, whether it be raining, whether it's cold, whether it's summer, winter, fall, hot, cold, doesn't matter, man. You know, we out here, man. Okay? But anyway, we out here telling you who this man is, and you don't want to see it. But you know what? Now he's showing you who the hell he is. You know? And all you men that got gunned down by this devil, your mothers and your girlfriends and your wives will say, oh, we were getting ready for Thanksgiving. See, that's your damn problem, man. You getting ready for Thanksgiving. You were getting ready for fucking Christmas. Yeah. You were doing the Halloween thing. You haven't woken up to the fact that you're Israel. So, you know what the Most High did? Every Israelite has 7 angels around them, man. Yeah. There's a hedge around every every Israelite. And you know why you get gunned down? Because Most High took them angels away from you, man. Okay? Most High took them angels away from you, man. And that's why you was gunned down and taken down like you were, man. Like the little 12-year-old kid. Okay? He had angels around him up until he was 12 years old. But the angels left him. And you know, Satan entered in to them other physical devils. And they rolled up and they killed the guy, man. This is the Most High's chess game, man. Yeah. You're getting all emotional about it. We're not emotional about it, man. Yeah. We're not going to go set up a camp where Eric Gardner got gunned down and blast a cracker. I said, why don't you go in the fucking supermarkets and blast this motherfucking cracker when our people's buying pork, man?
That's right.
That's killing you too.
That's right.
You know? Why don't you niggas is busting in, why don't you Israelite groups bust into people's houses and steal their damn Christmas trees or something like that, man? Yeah. Come on, man. You getting caught up in that goddamn emotion, man. And it's going to get worse. These are stepping stones to martial law, man. And martial law is going to take place when the Rothschilds, you know, give the word go. Okay, go ahead. Bring them out. Start gunning these niggas down, man. You know? And the Rothschilds know who we are, man. What you got?
Obadiah 1:7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that can't really. Oh, they that I can't really make it out because yeah.
The tape probably.
Gotta find it, man.
Yeah, like, you know, we got the taped up Bibles
because we use it.
Yeah. We said it together. Yeah, because we use them, unlike them hypocrites.
Well, that's why I mostly read the Bible out of the website, man, so you could give them paper Bibles a rest.
That's right. It says, I'll read it again. It says, the men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound unto thee. There is none understanding in him. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau? And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. You know, not by conversion or tapping them in the head, by slaughter.
And that pursues to Job 20:4, man. But that's after y'all going to slavery, man. Ain't none of you Edomites getting away. You Rothschilds and shit like that, y'all gonna escape the missiles because y'all not gonna be here in America. Y'all got y'all.
Well, they're gonna know that the missiles are coming. They're gonna have an escape route. Yeah. And the Most High got you. And the beautiful thing is we're gonna meet you. Yeah. With some shackles.
Yeah, because y'all gonna go into y'all space stations. Some of y'all gonna escape to the space stations y'all got set up. Some of y'all got underground bunkers. Y'all got underground cities underwater because the scripture said it. I will command that the Most High gonna get Leviathan to crash them damn things up, and y'all gonna have to come from up out of there trying to run from Leviathan, and then we gonna get you, man. You know what I mean? All you Edomites in America, you little Joe 6-pack Edomites, y'all gonna die and burn up, but y'all gonna be reincarnated back through the ones that we get. So y'all gonna go into slavery, man. You're gonna be in, and when we get you in slavery on the other side, man, we don't know how y'all gonna make it. It's gonna be bad, man. You know, and we're gonna mess your asses up, man, and we're gonna enjoy ourselves for 1,000 years.
Sound like
of that slavery, man.
Yeah, this is for the international bankers, the Rothschilds, the banking families, which are the wicked. This is Nahum, the 1st chapter, the 3rd verse. It says, "The Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked." And will not at all acquit the wicked. They're the wicked, those banking families, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, Gettys, what have you. But they're not going to get away. You know, the judge on high, which is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, the ultimate judge, is going to judge them. And guess what? He's going to use us to judge them. You know, there's plenty of scriptures on that. There's one in the book of Psalm 149th chapter. It says that we will have the pleasure of putting chains on them. Because just like the apostles brought out, they will survive the nuclear destruction, being that they have a nest in outer space, which that's the real meaning of the word nest in the book of Obadiah. They got their nest in outer space, and they got their bomb shelters here on the earth. So between those two forms of refuge, right, mountaintops. So between those forms of refuge, they're going to survive the nuclear destruction, only to be judged afterwards. And that's that scripture where the Lord said, "The first shall be last, and the last shall be first." See, they're the first in this society. They're going to be last. They're going to be on the bottom. They're going to be the first slaves of the Israelites, of us Israelites. They're going to be our first slaves. How about that? The elites that you don't even see, that is above the law. The Rothschilds is above the law, man. When last you read about a Rothschild bringing any indictment against him? When last have you read about a Rockefeller being indicted? That's right. But these families exist, all right, because they're above the law, all right? So they're going to be judged.
They create that. What you going to say? They create you dumbass people out there, like REI used to say, you dumbass, stupid ass people. They create the laws, man. And you average, you copper tops out here. I'm talking about you Edomites and you Jakes out there. We sitting there talking about the Illuminati. Y'all don't even know who they are, man.
And this is what the scripture means. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. What we're saying is based upon faith, and we're patiently waiting for it. All right, these banking families, they're going to get they're going to get theirs. All right, they're the ones behind all the wickedness you see on the planet Earth, the chemtrails, the GMO foods, the so-called hospital system that feed us those drugs, and they're behind all of that, man. They're the wicked, okay, and they're going to get their just dessert, man. You know, and the Lord is going to use us to do it. That's the beautiful part about it. The ones that they looked down upon, the ones they spat on, us, the Lord is going to use us to judge them. How about that? All right? And that's the patience and the faith of the saints, like it says in the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter.
Yep, that's right. You had a scripture for me?
This is Psalms 10:2. The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. Yeah. Basically, the wicked is going into the so-called white man. The devices that he's imagined is basically putting the nation of Israel back into slavery. All right, putting us into concentration camps, basically destroying the majority of the nation of Israel. All right, because pursuant to the Georgia Guidestone, Esau wants to terminate the majority of the world's population, and which is the nation of Israel. For the wicked, his heart's desires, which that's talking about his new world order. All right, his enterprise, because now they're making it plain to the people that they want to establish this new world order. Because you could go on the internet and find many different videos of information or so-called white people exposing the elite. You had people that was part of the Illuminati that so-called converted to Christianity, exposing. All right, so, but it's all part of their plan. Like John Todd, Bill Schnoebelen. Like the apostle says on the back of the $1 bill. For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blesseth the covetous whom the Lord abhorreth. The wicked through his pride of his countenance will not seek after the Most High. That's why the Most High's law is not established in America. Will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not in all his thoughts. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. That's why all of America's enemies, they're going to turn on America, because they have a pompous attitude towards all the different nations, and they think they're better. He have said in his heart, I shall not be moved.
If I may say this too, and that's the Most High causing him to do that, because he's stirring up these nations for war. So he's causing the so-called white man here in America to cause all this disturbance and all this chaos around the world to get those nations riled up, so they can get ready for this war of Armageddon. Yeah, bro.
He has said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. And there's a scripture in Psalms that says, in their inward thoughts is that their houses shall continue forever. So the so-called white man, he really believes that he's going to continue and that he's going to establish the New World Order and basically put Israel back into slavery and just rule for eternity. But that's...
They also think they're going to defeat Yahweh Shah and the angels when they come back. That's how disillusioned you so-called white people are. You Edomites, man. We're going to call you who you are. That's why you made the movies Independence Day, and they made another one. I can't remember the name. War of the Worlds, and there was a few other ones they made. Battlefield Earth. Y'all made movies, and in those movies, pretty much what you're trying to say, when Yahweh Shah and the angels come, because those UFOs, you know damn well who they are, man. Yep. The brother had a video. We was watching it, man, just not too long back. When so many years later now, them astronauts, Neil Armstrong and them other astronauts, they gave interviews. We was at the house watching it. I think the brother had pulled it up. Pretty much this guy was one of them old astronauts. I don't know if it was Neil Armstrong, but it was another one of them. And some Edomite woman was interviewing him. Y'all saw the video, and he pretty much was admitting to this. She was a reporter, journalist, whatever she was. She was interviewing him, old astronaut that went into the space program back in the 60s, and he was like, I saw the video with my own eyes. He admitted, I saw that it was a big 7 foot, 8 foot black man. There were black people that was on the pilots of these ships were black men. And then the Edomite, how tall would you say this man? He had to be 7 or 8 feet. Those were the angels. So they know that the people that man those so-called UFOs are black men, man.
And there wasn't no damn Egyptians.
And there wasn't no damn Egyptians either, man. Those are the powers of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, man. Okay? And the white man knows that. So they made those movies like Independence Day and Battlefield and all these different movies where the chariots, that on the day that those chariots, because those chariots are going to come to deliver the elect of Israel, not the Egyptians. Right. The Egyptians ain't getting beamed up into the ships. Right? But anyways, in the movie, the chariots come and destroy America and whatnot, but then Esau survives and rebounds and come back and defeats the chariots, man. So Esau trying to say, well, look, we're going to defeat the chariots. How are you going to defeat the powers of heaven that created you, man? That's right. That's Obadiah. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. You know what I mean? So that's number one. And in the one movie with John Travolta and Forrest Whitaker, we went to the movies to see it when it came out years ago, Battlefield Earth. And basically in that movie, the chariots came and Esau was taken down, right? And this is supposed to be like maybe 1,000 years after we had, and in the movie, Travolta and them are supposed to be us. They're supposed to be the Israelites in the kingdom. Because in the kingdom, we're going to be giants again. We're going to have that power. So pretty much, like basically, we're going to put Esau in slavery. And in 1,000 years, after 1,000 years, Esau somehow going to come back into power and take us down in the kingdom. No, that's not going to happen, man. You ain't going to, when we get you in the kingdom, you ain't going to get together and take us down and figure us out and take us down. That's not going to happen, man. All that's going to happen after that 1,000 years, that's when Job 20 and 4 going to come. Y'all going to be exterminated after that. We ain't going to need you no more after that, because we're going to still have the other nations to serve us, man. Esau, you're going to be wiped out as a nation of people, man. Okay? It ain't going to, don't believe in the movie Battlefield Earth. After we got y'all in slavery, and we got them in slavery, and then like 1,000 years from now, after we got Esau going, okay, we got to come together and take these Israelites down again. We got to get the power. No, this is it for y'all. This is the last hoorah, man. Why you think that it's such a buildup, man? And the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers and the rest of you elite families, keep on doing what y'all doing, man. I think it's beautiful. Yep. You're good, brother. Good.
Now, and like the Apostle Ricard was mentioning about these devils, they know that Yahweh Shai is coming. They're watching for him. That's why back in the 80s, they had this devil, Ronald Reagan, set up what was called the Star Wars program. And basically what the Star Wars program was to weaponize the heavens, you know. And he even said, what if there was a force outside, you know, that would come, you know, to invade Earth? You know, would we not all come together to fight one common cause or something to that effect? You know, because that's their nest, the weapons that they got up there, and they already tried to shoot down a chariot, and the chariot basically just was playing with them. Because you see the chariot in a particular video is coming like this, then you see like a flash of light, and then you see the chariot move out, and then maybe like 3 seconds later you see the lasers shoot out. So basically they got those weapons up there to fight against the Lord. You know, they'll say it's for asteroids or whatever bullshit they'll tell you, but they're up there to fight against the Lord when the Lord comes back. And what the Lord was basically doing was just playing with them.
Yeah, I got a quick scripture, and there indeed is going to be war in outer space. This is the prophecy.
Yeah, before you get that, let me just read this to back up what he said.
Okay.
Because Esau thinks he's going to go on forever. This cuts that, because when we get in our kingdom, we're going to go on forever. This is a quick scripture, Isaiah 45:17. But Israel, meaning the nation of Israel, not Egyptians, shall be saved in the Lord. The word there is Yahweh, not Ahiah. All right? With an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end, plain and simple.
Not Egyptians. We got to keep riding that, because you got that moron Polite out there with his bullshit. Anyway,
like I said, man, Polite is just somebody's son.
Yeah,
that's all he is.
Yeah, somebody's son that's a moron. Revelation 12:7, because there's going to be war in outer space. That's why Esau has his nests out there, and that's the true understanding of Obadiah, the 1st chapter, the 4th verse, where it says, "Set thy nest among the stars." This is Revelation 12:7. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. That's right. And the dragon fought and his angels. So you're going to have, well, let me read on. And prevail not. That's right. Neither was their place found any more in heaven. So they're going to miserably lose. Esau, you're going to lose miserably. Okay? Yep.
You're going to lose the war, and you're going to lose your position.
You're going to lose the war and your position. And the battle. And the battle. And your mind. You're going to definitely lose your mind when we toss you headfirst into slavery. All right? Like the scene with Charlton Heston. It's a madhouse. A mad. That's going to be you.
In our kingdom, if a Charlton Heston guy came along starting all that shit,
oh,
man, they would have been took him out, man.
Yeah.
They would have took him out in New York Minute.
The New York Minute. Hey, well, they showed you in the movie Planet of the Apes how the affinity.
Just based upon his lousy acting.
He
got his head chopped off, man.
Hey, well, who had affinity?
You dirty, stinking apes.
Yeah. Hey, well, you know, in the movie you had the two Uncle Toms. They'd be dead too, all right? Cornelius.
They'll be dead.
And Zara.
Yep.
And in particular, Zara, which represents.
That's a nigga woman.
That's a nigga woman. Represents a so-called black woman.
Yes, yeah, she had a crush on the damn guy. Yeah, because really, my man Roddy McDowell, she kissed him. Yeah, because my man, Roddy McDowell, Cornelius, played by Roddy McDowell. He didn't like him at first, man. He wanted to kill him. He said, "That's ape." He wasn't feeling him, man.
Zara turned him. Well, once again goes back to Adam and Eve.
That shows you that the white man knows you black ass woman, man.
Because Zara corrupted him. All right,
that movie's not gonna come to pass.
Exactly.
Right? So we're gonna be in power, and you're not gonna be in power.
That's right.
We're gonna be on the top, and you're gonna be on the bottom.
That's right.
And if you jump up any. If you twitch your eyes the wrong way, we're gonna stomp you out, man.
If you flinch,
you're gonna be a
way.
nobody. Matter of fact, it's
Joe.
in the scriptures. We're gonna have to make your woman lay with you, because your woman's gonna want to be hovering around us, man. We're gonna be
Yeah.
the superstars, man.
We're going to be the stars. Like in this kingdom, look, in this kingdom, you so-called white people, you're the star, all right? You are the star, okay? The level of beauty is akin to you. You're like,
and they're not beautiful.
and you're not beautiful. That's the reality of it. But
The
everyone,
reality is this:
yep,
when it comes to sport, we dominate the sports. All right, and that's what shows you that we're not Egyptians, man. Because Polite, he made a statement that when we was in the Egyptian captivity, they raped all our women and killed off them. He didn't say that, but I'm pretty sure he came to that conclusion. And basically, we're all Egyptians, right? But are there Egyptians over there still in Africa? He might say, yeah. Then why all the superstars coming out of America? Why all the superstars? Because don't tell me that them Africans don't like playing basketball, man. They like playing soccer. That's their number one sport. And they have never won. They have never come close to winning a World Cup.
well, that's
Them
true.
Brazilians be kicking your asses, man.
Yeah,
and
Brazilians,
them other
yeah.
nations, them Europeans be kicking your asses, man.
Yep.
All right? Only thing you Africans could do is run a fucking marathon, man. And what
you can win
Negro
that.
gonna run? What Negro in America is gonna run for 2 hours, man? What's the point of running for fucking 2 goddamn hours, man?
We've been running enough in
Nigga
slavery.
running for 2 hours, doing 26 miles. Only a Hamite would do that. Some shit like
well,
that,
that-
man.
well,
that
that-
right there proves that we are different from them people over there in Africa, man.
well, Jake got there running in
Why
during
ain't all the
slavery.
music coming from Africa?
Yeah.
Huh?
Hey, well, Jake got there running during slavery.
Yo, where's the African Jay-Z at? What's your boy's name? Yeah, Banks.
Yeah, your boy Banks. And this track is dedicated to all the ladies out there who like to go to the movies, you know, especially you, girl. Let me take you to the movie, shawty. I'm sure later on you will be my baby. Let's sit down and just be by my side. I got the popcorn, I know what as you like. Let me take you to the movie, shawty. I'm sure later on you will be my baby. Let's sit down and just be by my side. I got the popcorn, I know what as you like. Hey shawty, you're really looking nice. Let me take you to the movie, cause I know you like. You got nothing to worry about. Hold the popcorn and the drink. Let me pay the money so we can get in. Now hold my hand and take a step to the door. Be careful, don't fall. Let's sit on those 2 chairs alone, watching a movie so we can see what's going on. If you don't like to watch, you can lean on my chest, take a rest and do your best, baby girl.
Man, hey, the post production, put Bangs up there. Put a bang song up there, man.
Yeah. It's your boy Bangs.
This is your boy Bangs. I wanna take you shopping. I wanna take you to that movie.
Yeah. Hey, I wonder.
Wait, hold on. Couldn't Denzel have came out of Africa, man?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Hey, well, I wonder, Polite, if you have all Bangs albums. Do you, when you in your car,
Well, he
you got them swanky?
he raps worse than Bangs.
Hey, well, you got that swanky ride. Do you how they say? Do you blast bangs? do you?
They don't know nothing about Banks, man.
How they say that? Do
Ain't
you
know about
do you
the
rock with
Hamites.
bangs in your car? Do you,
Hey, brother,
Yeah.
we'll let you know. Stop that, man. He's playing this corny Hamite, man.
Hey,
but
Polite.
anyway, go
Okay,
ahead, say what
that-
you got to say. I got to
Hey,
read
Polite,
something.
is Bangs your boy? You know, like Bangs always say, it's your boy Bangs. Is that your boy? Do you ride down with Bangs? when you flying down in whatever car that you got, whatever luxurious automobile that you got from all the money you got from ripping people off with your bullshit, Polite? Do you rock with Bangs in your car?
Anyway, let's go. Let's come back to this here. This is on the New World Order, the Illuminati, and the Rothschilds, right? This is a site that I okay. It's called Financial Wizard. It's called Financial Wizards and Wealthy Cults, the Rothschild bloodline, right? Now I'm just gonna go right here. When you pull the page up, you're gonna see it. The headline, it says Rothschild talks about their destiny, right? It says Lord Rothschild in his book The Shadow of a Great Man quotes a letter sent from Davidson on June 24th, 1814, to Nathan Rothschild. Nathan was a prominent son out of all the 5 sons, and he took over London. It says, as long as a house is like yours, and as long as as long as you work together with your brothers, and that's what his father basically said to them, you got to work together. Not a house in the world will be able to compete with you. And they've been in power since the 1800s. Yeah. To cause you harm or to take advantage of you. You heard that? Somebody go back to Genesis 4 and go right to the spot. Let me read that again. To cause you harm or to take advantage of you. And then also Psalms 73, I believe. 73 or 74. I believe it's 73 in the beginning. For together you can undertake and perform more than any house in the world. That includes Israel. That's why they had to keep the world blinded to the fact who the Israelites are. And all these protesters, none of them are saying, well, Eric Gardner was an Israelite, or Michael Brown was an Israelite. They're not going to say that, man. Because that's the solution to our problems, the fact that we're Israelites, but we don't know it. It says, the closeness of the Rothschild brothers is seen in a letter from Solomon Rothschild. Now we know about him, to his brother Nathan. And this is the guy I believe that, no, that wasn't him. It had to be his son. It says Solomon Rothschild to his brother Nathan on February 28, 1815. We are like the mechanism of a watch. Each part is essential. It comes into mind, 1 Corinthians 12 chapter. The closeness is further seen in that of the 18 marriages made by Meyer Amschel Bauer, which he has Rothschild's grandchildren. 16 were contracted between first cousins. In other words, they made sure they married among themselves. That's what they did. They kept the bloodline strong. So they kept it, marry a second cousin, marry a third cousin. All right? Then they had other super rich families. The patriarchs had their daughters marry into their sons and vice versa. Because you don't see no niggas married among them. Or no East Indians.
So
they're all Edomites, man. So-called Jews.
The women didn't have freedom?
They didn't have no freedom, man.
I got something to add to the Apostle Elder Tar. The logo of the Rothschilds, there's 3 Latin words: Concordia, Integritas, Industria. And when you look it up, Concordia means unity, or come together with one heart. Integritas means integrity, right? Among each other. And Industria means diligence.
Make things happen.
And they've been keeping that thing going since the 1700s, all the way to the present. All right. And in the movie The Rothschilds, they showed you this. The movie that was made back in 1930 something.
30 something.
Yeah, 31 or 32. Yep. There's a movie called The Rothschilds. They show you when Moses Amschel Bauer was on his deathbed. He called his sons together and told us.
Maya Amschel.
Moses. It was no, I'm sorry. You're right. It was Maya Amschel Bauer.
Moses was his father.
Moses was his father. Yep. Maya Amschel Bauer, which was the patriarch.
Because Maya was really the brains of the thing. He really made the thing happen because Moses wasn't a rich man.
Right.
And his son became rich and had
Maya.
5 sons.
You know? That's right. It was Maya Amschel Bauer.
His father was a rabbi. Yep.
Right, who changed his name to Rothschild.
Yep.
There's a scene in the movie where he calls his 5 sons and he explains to them you have to work together and you have to work as a force, that no one can defeat you. Just what Apostle Elatar read. That's in the movie. Okay, in the movie The Rothschild. All right? So
now we got the scriptures. Give me Genesis first and then go to Psalms.
All right. This is Genesis chapter 4, verse 9. And the Lord said unto Cain, where is Abel? And the Lord said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? And he said, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. So in other words, when Cain slew Abel, the body was dead there, but the spirit went up into the heavens. And the spirit of Abel told the Most High exactly what went down and what happened. You know, that's why he said, thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground, which goes back to what we were speaking about earlier, about how this land is polluted because of the blood that the Israelites' blood that was shed on this land. So that's what happened. So Abel's spirit went up to the Most High and told him that. And that's every time you kill an Israelite, that's what happens. They go right before the Most High and they tell the Most High exactly what went down and what happened. So that's just another mark or another blotch or another mark on your punishment and your judgment. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 27, because this is a blessing, as Apostle Elder Tar mentioned. This is a blessing that was given to Esau, the so-called white man, by Isaac. You know, and it rings true to this very day, along with also with Tubal Cain, which the word Tubal Cain means traveling weapon. No, that's where you get your mercenaries. And who the military? Who's the one that's sending the military and their mercenaries all over the planet? The so-called white man, Esau. This is Genesis 27:38. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. Why? Because Esau was the firstborn. He was supposed to get the inheritance. You know, he was supposed to get the inheritance. The birthright, the water. That's what I was trying to think of. The birthright. And what happened was when Rebekah heard Isaac tell Esau to go out to get some venison, to hook him up some venison so he can bless him, she basically intervened and she hooked him up some food and had Jacob dress up like Esau, go before his father to get that blessing, because it was set up in the spirit that he was supposed to get the blessing. Because the scriptures say that the elder shall serve the younger. You know, so what happened was when it came down to it, Isaac blessed Jacob and gave him all in inheritance of the birthright. So Esau was crying to his father because he wanted a blessing. He said, look, do you have at least something for me, anything? And this is what Isaac told him. It says, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And who has the greatest land? The so-called white man, Esau. The Rothschilds.
They live in the best parts of the world.
Right.
It's the Rothschilds that run everything, along with the other super rich families that you don't hear about. Mm-hmm. You know, you hear about Warren Buffett, which he's a bum. He's a nobody. He's a little guy. You know, you have Floyd Mayweather hanging out with him like he's some great guy. He's just a bum. Okay, he's a little guy. Got a couple $1 billion on him, man. When you talk about the Rothschilds, you're talking about trillionaires, right? Mm-hmm. You talking about owning people, owning actual people, man.
Owning governments.
The
Federal Reserve
they own
is
the
owned by
world. They're the top family on the planet, man. That's why you don't hear too much about them. Bunch of dummies.
Yeah, the Federal Reserve. I don't know if they went up there and told you guys, but the Federal Reserve is owned by the Rothschilds. Right. And they've owned it ever since they created it, back in 1913.
Well, they set up this guy, Edwin Mandel House, to be an advisor to, what's this guy?
Woodrow Wilson.
Woodrow Wilson. Mm-hmm. And after he signed off on the Federal Reserve Act, he realized it after the fact, and he said that he unwittingly
ruined his country.
Yep. Okay.
That's what he said.
Because they tricked him into it. Now you got this guy Barack Obama. He knows. They tell him what to do. Look, man, we're a secret organization. Need the Rothschilds. Now they if you do something stupid, we're gonna make you disappear. That's right. mean, this guy Barack Obama is a supreme puppet, man. I mean, he's a complete like Webster G. Topley said, he's a complete puppet.
Complete.
I mean, he doesn't have his own mind. Whatever they tell him to do, he does it. All right?
That's right.
And they explain it to him. They tell him, who this is who we are. We're about ruling the world. He knows everything, but he's willing to do it. Him and Michael, you know.
Right. Well, to add to the elder, there's a video by Tex Mars. Tex Mars is one of those pundits like Alex Jones and etc.
Jeff Rentz too.
Jeff Rentz. And Tex Mars put out a video entitled Rothschild's Choice. Now, on the cover of that video was Barack Obama. Barack Obama is Rothschild's choice. Yes, he is. All right? He's handpicked
and
by
if you can't see that guy is a complete puppet, then I don't know what to say. You know?
Yeah, he's been groomed since way back in the 80s by men like Zbigniew Brzezinski, which is the father of that freak Mika Brzezinski. That sexual freak Mika Brzezinski. Her father, Zbigniew Brzezinski, that's one of the guys that mentored Barack Obama.
And
right?
Zbigniew Brzezinski, he set up the Al-Qaeda, the Taliban, Al-Qaeda, mainly the Taliban, because he worked with them when they were fighting against the Russians, when they called them freedom fighters. Now all of a sudden they're terrorists. Yeah, that's right. You know? You finished that? Is there more?
To Charlie Wilson, they made the movie about it. That shows you, if you don't believe it, that movie, Tom Hanks played the role of the actual guy, but then I actually saw the documentary on the actual guy, Charlie Wilson's War. And it showed you that the United States was using these so-called, he was a congressman, and he had other so-called top senators and certain people that was funding him, and he was actually going over there funneling weapons to the Al-Qaeda, the Mujahid, they called them the Mujahideen soldiers. They were fighting against the Russians, and then all of a sudden these guys became...
Which was the Taliban.
The Taliban.
Which are now the terrorists.
Al-Qaeda.
Yep.
Now you got ISIS. You know, you people are stupid. ISIS goes back to Egypt, man. They're just playing with you stupid people. The elites are behind all that shit, man.
Polite should be happy about Polite. You should be happy that you have a terrorist group called ISIS. Hey, because ISIS goes back to Egypt, so you should be happy about that.
That's right. That's right. Go ahead, Doc.
All right. This is Genesis 27 and 40. And this is the rest of the blessing. It says, "And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck." So the main point being the sword. And what is that sword? The weapon. And who has a technology of weapons like the so-called white man has? Esau. Nobody. Nobody on the planet. The top people that have weapons like that are Edomites. Now you got the Chinese that have certain weapons, but the most high-powered weapons are the Edomites have. That's why they have lasers and things like that up in the heavens,
Well, the weapons in outer space, the kinetic weapons, they got something called kinetic energy. Undoubtedly, Esau is the one that has monopoly over the weapons, because that's his blessing.
Yeah, let me read this here. Psalm 73, start from the top. This is a psalm of Asaph. Okay, it says here, truly the Most High is good to Israel, even to such as are of a clean heart. In other words, the elect. Okay? We're the ones with the clean heart. Second verse. "But as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps had well nigh slipped. For I was envious at the foolish. The foolish is Esau and his power. When I saw the prosperity of the wicked," that's Esau, the Rothschilds. "For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm." In other words, their strength as a nation is firm. They getting ready to go down when the Most High gives us that power. Fifth verse. "They are not in trouble as other men." Meaning, if you commit a crime, if you kill somebody, they're going to find you, whatever way they do, through DNA, through whatever. They're going to find you. They're going to find you quick. Yeah. And they're going to prosecute you to the fullest extent of their law. All right? Now, Esau can literally get away with murder on video, because it happened in the last couple of months. You can Esau can commit, and these are low level Edomites that can get away with murder, man.
Oh, the Rothschilds.
You know, the Rothschilds could kill babies, go into a hospital, get a bunch of black babies and white babies, and kill them and eat them, and have it on video, put the shit on YouTube, and they won't be convicted, man.
And kill nations. You know? They can kill nations.
They can do whatever the hell they want to do and get away with it, man. It says, a fifth verse. It says, they are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men.
Yeah, the demons are with them.
That's right. Like a lot of these super rich Rockefellers, these motherfuckers be living to be over 100 years old, man.
Yeah. Yep.
Like there's certain things that they take, a certain diet that they eat. There's certain things that they do. They don't eat what you eat. You're not going to see a Rothschild or a Rockefeller going to no goddamn McDonald's, man. You know, that's what showed that Bill Clinton was a damn hillbilly. He used to take that 5-minute run. Oh, yeah, I got to go to McDonald's and get them french fries. Then he wound up getting his chest busted open because he had a heart condition, man. Now the motherfucker, he eats vegetables now. He don't even eat meat, you know?
He still looks sickly.
And he looks sickly, man. And that devil is still living. It said, therefore pride compasses them about as a chain. Violence covereth them as a garment. Everything they do is based upon everything they do. If there's somebody dead, believe me, they're behind that shit.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
If bombs are being dropped and thousands of people get killed in an instant, they're behind that shit, man, because it won't go down unless they say give it the okay. They can take the Al-Qaeda out, the ISIS out, the Taliban. They can take them out in a heartbeat. They have supreme power, but now they're losing their power. It says 7, their eyes stand out with fatness, because it spoke of in Genesis 27 the fatness of the land, meaning the goodness of the land. When they go on vacation, you niggas ain't going where they going, man. First of all, you don't have the money that they have.
Hell no.
Unless they invite your ass to sing and dance.
To entertain
like Jay-Z to entertain. He's just he keeps them super elite happy, man. Because their kids like hip hop and shit. It said 7 again. It said their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart could wish. They have more than heart could wish, meaning they can have 5 Lear jets if they want to, man. They can have 10 yachts. They can have mansions all over the world.
They have islands.
They own islands, man. Hell, Marlon Brando owned an island, his own island, and he's a lesser luminary.
Lesser luminary, right.
Like there was one saying, I forget who said that they saw this mansion in Europe, and they said this mansion right here,
it's owned by the
kings can't afford this. This has to be a Rothschild.
Yeah.
So the Rothschilds, which finance the Illuminati, matter of fact, the birth of this nation was financed by Rothschild's middleman Heinz Solomon.
Yeah.
Who dealt with directly, I believe he dealt with Hamilton, if I'm not mistaken.
Alexander Hamilton.
Alexander Hamilton.
Con.
And they financed the building of this country, man. The 13 colonies and so forth, man.
Yeah.
The Revolutionary War between the red coats and the blue coats, the 13 colonies against the Crown of England. That was all staged, man.
Yeah.
All staged.
Yeah,
it was all set up. They knew who they were going to put up in their place, in their particular seats of government, rulership seats, government and so forth. And the word government, if you break the word down, and I bet you none of these people out here, these dullards out here in society, and I'll do an experiment on that, man. If you ask them what does the word government mean, I guarantee you not one of them will give you the correct answer. It says they have more than heart could wish. 8, they are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. It ain't talking about Joe Sixpack. It's talking about the super elite,
Yeah.
the super rich. When I say super rich, I'm talking about trillionaires. You got the millionaire club, you got the billionaire club, then you got the trillionaire club. Floyd is not even worth $1 billion. He's a little guy. And he sold out too.
Right.
It says they set their mouth against the heavens, meaning they come there against the Most High. And their tongue walketh through the earth. They had all these, when you go around the world, most of these governments, they have a democratic system. How in the hell did everybody decide to accept the democratic system? Huh? Come on, man. All those different rulers that you see, they're all set up by the Rothschilds, man.
Yeah. Oh, that movie brought out there's no more countries, there's just corporations, which are all owned by the Rothschilds.
Well, the United States is a corporation.
United States
DC is nothing but a corporation, you know?
There's no more countries.
The 3 city states are London, Vatican City, and Rome, and DC, you know? And I believe the flag, somebody bring up the flag of DC. I think there's either 3 stars. I haven't seen the flag in a while. But I believe that flag represents the 3 city states of the world. Okay, yeah, speak on that.
Yeah, yep. It's they got the 3 stars, which basically goes into their financial, military, and religious. You know, and the religious part of it is with the Vatican, because Vatican is a city state, a separate state with its own laws outside of Italy itself. You know, they operate on their own rules. They don't operate according to the Italian government. Then you have the financial basis of it, which is London City. You know, and that's where the finances are set up. As we read earlier, the Rothschilds, they meet there twice a day to set up the price of gold and other standards around, because the price of gold dictates what the rest of the economies are going to do. And then you have the military part of those city states, which is Washington D.C. You know, and that's where they get the power, you know, to set up militaries around the world, you know, to basically, which goes back to those mercenaries that we spoke about earlier with Tubal Cain, you know. So that's basically the whole rundown. So out of those three city states is pretty much what they use to govern the whole world, you know, because you need the so-called spiritual side, you know, which is on the left-hand side, of course, which is the Vatican. You need finances. You need money to start all these wars and do different things. So you have that London City, you know, the city state in London, and then you have you need the military, you know, to protect your riches, and that's down in D.C. You know, where they create and come up with all different types of weapons, you know, and what they do is they have an open market where they sell weapons, and then they have the black market, you know, where they sell weapons underground. You know, which they show you that in that movie Lord of War with Nicolas Cage. You got the mic? It's right behind you. Okay. All right. Yeah. So basically, you know, that's what the deal is. You know, and that's part of the way and the reason that they govern this world. You know, because you know their connection is not with the Most High. You know, their connection or their vibration comes from the left-hand side, which is a spiritual demon Satan. That's their connection. That's where they have to get into all these lies. They have to get into all this corruption. They have to get into wickedness, witchcraft, and things of that nature to get closer to their God, which is Satan. That's right. They're the wicked. That's right. This is back in some. You got something, brother? Yeah. Bring it out.
This is Job 20 and 22. In the fullness of his sufficiencies he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he's about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating.
That's right, and that's talking about the missiles. See, because these devils, they're amounting all these riches, and we read, I believe we read. Matter of fact, I don't think we read it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read it because all these riches that they're amounting or amassing, those riches are not gonna go to waste. Those riches are gonna be transferred right over to us. Riches is always transferred. Right. Every time one person goes down or an empire goes down, what do you think happens to those riches? They go to the victor goes the spoils. You know, it's no different with us, because the scriptures say that our gates are going to be open day and night, so that the nations can bring their riches to us, because it really belongs to us. You know.
Yeah, if I may say something. That shows you that the Rothschilds, they deal with gold. You know, like somebody mentioned Floyd. Floyd has Federal Reserve notes. Yeah. All right, that's what he has. Which is not wealth. Paper money. All right, it's nothing but paper money. And the scriptures speak about that. Charge them that are high-minded and that trust in uncertain riches. Mm-hmm. That's what Federal Reserve notes are. They're uncertain riches. They're not real riches. All right? The Rothschilds, they have real riches, which is gold, silver, the precious stones of the earth. That's what they have in abundance. And like the apostle is bringing out, that's going to be transferred to us. All right? Pursuant to the Holy Scriptures. That's going to be transferred to us when they go down. And they themselves are going to be transferred to us. They're going to be our slaves. You know?
Because slaves is riches.
Once again, now, this guy, Floyd Mayweather Jr., he keep coming up. He walks around there and he's jet setting all over the world. And Floyd is high-minded because he really think he got some money, man. And he throwing them FRNs around, them Federal Reserve notes and shit like that, and he's jet setting all over the world. If anything, the so-called jewelry, he wears all that jewelry and diamonds and ice, which that ain't really worth nothing, man. That's garbage. That's not real gold you wearing. And them diamonds that you wearing and shit ain't real, man. So Floyd ain't really got nothing, man. He ain't really got nothing. Because if they deem that those Federal Reserve notes is no longer legal tender.
Well, they showed he wasn't nothing because they locked his ass up because you slapped one of his hoes, man.
Yep.
He locked him up for 90 days. And I think they cut it down. That's when they made that deal. Look, you got to sell your soul to the devil.
Yeah.
They never did. Like I said, man, the Rothschilds, they can take babies. They can go to the hospital, steal the babies, kill them, eat them, and say that they did it and put it on video and play it on YouTube, and they won't get convicted. They won't get indicted, man. They wouldn't even be brought up, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right, man. But if Floyd was really somebody, he wouldn't have ever got locked up. You wouldn't have heard about it.
Little guy.
He's a little guy.
Jay-Z's a little guy. They're all little. They're all little guys. They're little guys.
Hey, well,
Warren Buffett is a little guy.
Yeah. Hey, well, Jay-Z, if you first of all, your sister-in-law smack your ass up in an elevator. First of all, that don't happen to the Rothschilds. They're women out. You think of the top or any of the Rothschilds, they woman smack them in the face, that bitch would disappear, man. That wouldn't happen to the Rothschilds. Their women are in order, man. So you.
Hey, wasn't that girl in Are We There Yet? When she was little,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
She played in some movies and shit. I think she played in Are We There Yet with Ice Cube. And she made Ice Cube's life a living hell in that movie. If that's her. Do me, go and look it up, brother. Put a name, Solange, Noel or whatever.
That's Beyonce's sister.
Yeah. But I believe she played in some movies. I think she played in that movie. If we're gonna find out.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna find out. But if you are a true king, your woman don't get out of order with you. Or even my man.
You got your women locked away, man.
That's right.
You bring them out when you want to bring them out, man. You know, unless you get old like Solomon.
Yep. That's right. And that prove all the rest of you guys in the NFL.
Hey, I'm sorry, brother. Right. Man, in the kingdom of heaven, man, we're going to have so many damn women. You ain't going to be in love with all. If you have 1,000 women, you're going to be in love with all the women? Well, let me spend time with her. Let me make her happy. She look a little depressed. Man, you going to summer. I'm going to hit you tonight. I'm going to get you tomorrow night, you know?
Yeah. It's going to be like picking chocolates out of a Valentine's Day box, man.
Life is like a box of chocolates.
You never know.
But you know what you're going to get.
Yeah, you know what you're going to get. Yeah, but that's what it's like when you get them chocolates, you was a kid. You know how they have them Valentine's Day chocolates. and you was a little kid, and somebody opened it up, and you had, oh my goodness, and you just picked out which one you want. I think I'll have this one. And then sometimes you might take a bite of one and say, I'll save that for later. I'm going to eat this one. And that's how it's going to be in the kingdom, like a box of chocolates, man. Okay, a woman, you're going to be in love. In the kingdom, man, you're going to, but see, you guys, you jakes out there, Ray Rice and all you guys, you getting all hemmed up in these situations over your woman because your woman is out of order. Okay? So that prove y'all really, you guys that got money, you ain't really got nothing, man. Michael Jordan. Now, Michael Jordan is a multi-millionaire, got all kind of money. The nigga woman, he was with his woman, divorced him and put him through the ringer. Then he went and got him an Edomite woman. Oh, no, she's not an Edomite. I'm sorry. Ain't she an Israelite?
Well, she's from Spain, which we don't know if she's an Israelite.
Yeah, we don't know.
She probably is an Israelite, you know.
Yeah.
You know, because she probably had that swag to her.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Gun.
But a simple ass Israelite from one of the other groups, that's a cracker. She's from Spain, or she's a cracker.
Yep.
If she look white, then she's white.
Yep. Like HOSC, House of Saul, Barack and Gangsta Ben and you guys on a low level. And then you guys did a video talking about the mark of the beast. That goes into the Illuminati. The mark of the beast is the chip, which the Illuminati is going to real soon start implementing, man. Yep. But you guys wouldn't know that. When y'all said it, y'all did a video saying it, but y'all not continuously teaching that. And that's the next thing to look for, the chip. Because this whole situation with these cops killing all these jakes, they're taking the leash off these cops. Yeah. Okay? They're taking the leash off. Apostle Tahar made a statement earlier. This is leading up to martial law. So the chip is like right at the door, man. They're about to implement this chip. Watch. They're going to cut. They're already talking about cutting welfare in Section 8.
Well, I mean, 2015 is literally right around the corner.
Yep.
It's today is December 6th, right?
Yep.
Man, I was kind of going through it. I said, man, next week is the 13th, right? The week after that is the 19th, if I'm not mistaken. Then a couple of days after that is so-called Christmas. Then the week after that is New Year's.
Yep.
So basically, about 3 weeks, a little bit more than 3 weeks, we'll be in New Year's. We'll be doing a sit-down show. And I believe it's on a Wednesday night. You know, I'll be making that lasagna. Hey, brother, you invited, brother. You know, get a piece of that lasagna, brother. Okay. A world-famous lasagna. But I'm gonna hook it up. I'm gonna make it healthy this year. I'm gonna put spinach in it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
put a whole ton of spinach, man. Hey, but anyway, things are moving quick. And the Rothschilds and the Illuminated One, the Council of 13, whatever councils they have set up among the super elite, they have an agenda. All right. When a year changes, then you go up a notch. Could 2015 be the year that they plan to fully, implement their agenda? If not, they're gonna kick it up a notch, man. There's gonna be a lot of changes come 2015, man, because they want to get ready. They want to do away with 6.5 billion individuals around the whole planet Earth, which the population is 7 billion, a little bit more than 7 billion, because they plan pursuant to the R.C. Christensen's, what do you call it? The Georgia Guidestones. They want to maintain humanity to no more than 500 million, 500 million. So and then people have woken up to that because they done graffitied it up. You go ahead, 7.1 billion. All right, that's all the information. Brother just went on the Urim and the Thummim, okay, and he looked it up. You see? But we almost at the end of this thing, man. So it's time to it's not time to lighten up, it's time to tighten up, man. Right. It's time to become spiritual. It's time to become deeper in the spirit, and then you can ignore these guys. We're not here. Don't come to us to debate. We're not going to debate you, man, unless you give me $25,000. And when you come down there, I might change my mind and say it's $30,000. Because the only way you're going to get me in that arena of yours is if you give me a lot of money. Because my motivation would be for the money. My motivation would be for the money, you know. The scripture said, buy the truth and sell it not. Well, look, I'm giving you the truth for free on 34th Street, on the YouTube, you know, on the GMS tube, man.
That's right, man.
You getting it, man. And every once in a while, you'll watch us on Ustream, man. You want to see us live? We on 34th and 7th every Saturday, and we getting ready to go down there right now. But if you want us to get in the arena with you guys, Polite and Shaka, it's 30,000. I just went up. See how fast it goes up? It's 30 G's right now. Okay, 30 G's, baby. And next week it might go up to 35 G's. All right. So if you're really down in debating GMS, which is still the #1 group among Israel, all right, get that money up, man. All right.
And I gotta say,
and after you say that, we're gonna close up.
And I gotta say, and that's 30,000 just to get us in the ring. Then we gotta get a cut, half of the gate of the pay-per-view and all that.
No, they can keep all that. No, I just want the 30D. I'll give you 2 hours. You know, I'll give you 2 hours of my time. That's 30 G's. Okay. That ain't Mayweather money. That's chump change, man. Hey, but anyway, with that, we're gonna say shalom, and keep pushing this word, you brothers that are of fact. All right, shalom.